And we're live
We good to go?
with the squad, yes.
Alright.
Got your little pop-up open and everything.
So, do
Oh,
we
why
remember
did that
where we
happen?
were last time?
No.
we walked out from the wizard.
So,
Gave his ring.
wizard and went for a little walk and then decided, let's go to the tavern and stare at a wall for 8 hours.
Oh, that's right.
I thought, okay, so we're rested, yep.
So at the moment, you guys have just completed a long rest and are seated in the tavern. It is approaching nighttime. Actually, no, sorry, it is nighttime. The sun has gone down because you did your long rest in the middle of the day.
Nice. Huge.
What do you do?
I said to Lewis, not staring at the wall there, Lewis!
Oh man, okay,
Is that Matt or Lewis speaking then?
I just heard, like, kill myself in there, but go on.
I'm not gonna answer. There's nothing to say. Nothing to say. Character.
He was just complimenting you.
Yeah. Alright, dude, just I prefer you just do talk right now. You know, I'm kind of enjoying myself. Feeling myself right now, you understand?
Alright.
Actually, I think it might be time to, there's two things I've got in my mind.
Yeah.
First one is, we should leave this bloody town.
Yep.
And, the second one is, I really wouldn't mind beating up that wizard, he's a pedophile.
Which one, the real one or the fake one?
The one that really wanted the broken ring.
I would also be inclined to beat him up as he was very rude.
Yeah, look, there's something about that, man.
I've got an idea. Why not
Why not?
just light his shop on fire and leave?
No, but that puts other people in danger. We just want to beat up him.
Well, survival of the fittest. Natural selection, you know?
Alright, so we'll get back to that.
Put a pin in it?
Yeah, put a pin in it. Put it on the Bunsen burner.
Put it on the Bunsen burner.
Yeah, that's what my religion likes to say.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before, but alright.
You've never really heard of my religion, have you?
Well, you told me, I think it was last night in the jail cell.
Nah, I prefer we talk about that night.
Okay.
But I think we should leave this town. I'm really sick and tired of being here. You know, I'm getting this weird presence that we should leave.
Alright.
Go directly on a boat.
Well, let's find a port then.
Alright. I'm gonna go west.
I will also go west then.
You fuckers.
Where does west take us?
I don't remember the map.
So, currently,
We're going west? We're going back to... Is that where we're going?
currently you guys are in the southernmost part of the map, in Thompson Hill.
Yeah.
To the left, which is west,
Yeah.
you will go and continue along where you found those crystals, which you made your weapon and armor from.
Right.
And further along, you know, there's... wait, let me check the new map, because the old one is outdated. I mean, you have some shreds on your map. So you sort of know that eventually it ends up at the sea, but you don't really know what else is beyond that.
Yeah.
Wait, let me get your character sheet up 1 second.
Oh, so while I'm thinking about it,
Can you roll the history, Matt?
for history, let's go. Alright, I can do that. Where's it? Give me a minute. There it is. I got a good modifier for that.
Nice.
10.
I've got -1 for history, so...
Should have asked me.
+4. I got +4. I got 6.
You got 6,
Yeah, but
including your +4. Okay,
No,
so
plus
10.
the +4, so it's 10.
So you got a 10. Alright. So, just from what you've heard before you came to this land, you know that to the west of Thompson Hill is a large lake,
Mhm.
sort of with a very minor land bridge. But you've also heard that it's quite dangerous. And it's uncharted territory.
And you're talking. Can you say again what direction I heard this?
Wait.
I remember this from.
West.
Second, lads.
What, was it west?
You chose to go west, and this is.
And I'm now remembering. Now double thinking if I want to go west. Let's say Great West.
Why didn't we just ask
Well,
what was west?
nah.
We can still back out.
So,
Yeah. I'm just thinking. What if before we did that, Doobskin, a
Yes.
while ago, I think you were given a sack.
Yes.
You still haven't actually looked into it.
Yes, I
Holding it.
have. That is correct, because I could not find it in managing equipment. If you know what I'm saying. Hessian sack, I believe it was dubbed.
Yes, I would know exactly because it's not in my managing equipment.
Well, perhaps what is in the sack is in the managing equipment. So why don't I open it up?
And see what it is.
Yes.
Doobskin pulls out this Hessian sack from his bag, and inside it seems to be good enough to fit inside of his hands. There's a simple leather loop around which he loosens and looks inside. Inside he sees a heavy cloth bag, and inside that cloth bag he sees one second. Inside, okay, shut the fuck.
Sorry.
Inside he sees 7 dry beans.
7 dry beans.
Yes.
Well, I was a bit hungry. I ate them all at once.
Can I please make a saving throw or something?
Make an investigation check.
No, I've already eaten them.
Can I make a dexterity check to stop it?
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, that means I have to make a dexterity saving throw, right?
Make a dexterity saving for both of you.
Yeah. Did you figure out how saving throws work?
Yeah, you just roll and you got. Matt got a natural 1. What did you get, Brandon?
I got hold on, it's still coming up with the result. 14.
This doesn't matter. No matter what I've lost, unless you got a 1 also.
So you okay? So let me get this straight. You decide to eat 7 of the beans.
Doomskin was really hungry.
And I decided to.
He did just spend 8 hours counting on his fingers.
Give me a minute.
Sorry. I feel like it's gonna be like Jack and Beanstalk.
I'm gonna die.
Maybe from you, because they're magical beans.
Look, Matt, worst comes to worst, Doomskin can always, like, 2 fingers down the throat. Throw it up.
Now with that, we don't know. We didn't expect these things.
As Doobskin eats these beans, he doesn't notice any effects immediately.
Okay, redacted.
Okay.
Alright.
Doobskin, what are you doing?
I was hungry.
Well, I mean,
I do have an immunity to poison as well. Or, not immunity, but resistance against poison, so if they're poisonous, I'll be fine.
oh, that's good. Well, I mean, look, nothing bad's happened yet, I guess.
Exactly.
What's the worst that can happen, Doobskin,
You-
I guess?
God will protect us, right?
Yeah. Look, it's a weird situation to protect someone from beans. But I'll lodge a query on that one.
Yeah? You sent a message up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. You're the best friend I've ever had.
I think I'm the only friend you've ever had.
No, that's not true.
Nah, see, I'm playing with you.
Oh, you got me good.
Yeah, well.
You got me good there.
That sack.
There was the other sack inside the sack.
That's what was holding the beans.
Yes.
This is sad.
I don't think that's edible.
Are you sure about that, Doopskin?
You want to give it a try?
No, Doopskin, I don't eat sacks. See, I'm not poison. Remember?
True.
But you are.
That's a fair point. Well, maybe I'll save it for later. You know, emergency rations.
Yeah.
As you guys are discussing about your rations, Lewis, upon looking at the bag, seeing the sack and the small little residue of the beans left, notices that he's heard of this item.
Why is he so smart? He just knows
Passive
everything.
Intelligence. He's got passive intelligence.
Oh my gosh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I would have made you do it, but Matt has a higher passive intelligence.
Well, you can still make me do it and just have me fail it.
Fine, and Ronan, roll for investigation.
Okay.
Yikes.
Actually, no, not investigation.
Well, I got a 1 anyway.
Oh, look, on the other side, I honestly get a low roll.
Oh no, wait, I got a 7. It looked like a 1.
Roll for.
Yeah.
Reroll action, yeah?
Roll for nature.
Nature. Alright. My other -1. One of many.
I'm rolling with
Matt,
you, I don't get
Lewis
too
also roll for nature.
No way. I got a 6 again.
Okay.
Modifier?
Doobskin.
Yeah, that's a
is
modifier
like
included.
The meal that he's had, and gives a little bill.
Delicious.
What did your roll go?
I got 11, including. I'm getting such low rolls.
Lewis notices.
I have like crazy modifiers.
He notices.
Lewis notices with a hint of worry that the item that Doobskin just ate 7 of could perhaps be a bag of beans item. And as he's recalling this bag of beans item from his memory, another thing he learnt back at his days in his church,
Yep.
he realized that each bean has very unique magical properties. Some can range from, he heard, as basic as toadstools sprouting out from the ground when you plant them, and these toadstools would be poisonous.
Good thing I've got that defense.
Ranging from oh shit, a pyramid with a 60-foot square base will burst outwards from the bean being planted in the ground. Inside a sarcophagus containing a mummy lord, the pyramid is treated as the mummy's lord's lair. This will appear from the site it was planted.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly, as I do this, you see my face kind of go from, static, bit of a smile, to, bit of horror as the, truth unfolds. I'm going to grab you by the bloody shirt, or whatever you got. Don't kill me, you dumb fuck.
What?
You don't understand what you've just done.
What did I do?
Right now. You need to throw that out right now, Doomskin.
I can't. My stomach acid is extremely powerful.
Doomskin.
It's already in my system.
Doomskin, I might have to punch you in the gut for you to do this. This has to happen. Doomskin, you'll have to.
It's just a bead. I don't know what you're so worried about.
Doomskin, you have to trust me. As your friend, you might die.
I can't die from some beads. That's not possible.
Keep going.
Doomskin, they're not just poisonous. They're gay.
What?
Magical gay beans, Doomskin. Do you understand?
Not possible. I can't believe it. What makes them gay?
Doomskin, do you really want to argue with magic right now, Doomskin? Or
Does
do you
it-
want to throw them up?
Does it turn me gay?
It might turn you gay. I mean, you've just had 7, Doomskin.
Doomskin immediately reaches his entire fist down his throat.
Do a constitution saving. Do a constitution and roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a fucking-
I've got +5, Matt, in Constitution.
You're not
Got
gonna
plus
throw
3
it up. You're gonna put
constitution.
your hand.
No, I've got +5, that's what it says. In my saving throws.
Oh no, this isn't a saving throw. This is just
Ah.
a Constitution.
I thought you just said saving throw, but okay.
Nah, so I stumbled on that.
What the heck,
You're
bro?
gonna die. Like, just
Cringe.
putting your hand down your freaking throat.
I can't roll.
What'd you get?
It wouldn't roll, so I'm just getting it now.
Nice. Wow, it's my first good roll.
I got 15, including.
As Doobskin shoves his fist down his throat, trying to make himself gag, he finds himself resisting his fist, not being able to hurl it up.
I can't do it, Lewis. Help me! You could help me.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pull out my fist. I'm gonna punch him as hard as possible in the stomach.
Do a strength roll.
This is where I would totally, if I was you, Ruben, I would totally just narrate everyone else at the bar just looking at this display.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll
As
win
it
the
is
bar.
the later hours of the night, the tavern has started to fill up a little bit with patrons coming in for dinner after their day's work. Many of them are quite stunned as they enter to see a dwarf with his fist in his mouth, completely in his mouth, and a paladin rubbing up his fists, pulling up, and the dwarf just going "Ugh! Ugh! Ugh!" with the paladin screaming, "It's the gay beans!" What was your strength roll, Matt?
The gay beans! I got 13 including. 13. I get to 10 rolls! I have crazy modifiers, just the worst rolls.
I don't know.
For part 2?
That cannot, that
As,
cannot succeed.
As Matt as Lewis winds his fist back, sort of giving a little prayer to the what's your god's names again?
Tyre and something.
We'll do this one to Torm, the
Yeah.
god of
Yeah.
banishing and killing all evil things.
Nice.
Sort of whispers a prayer to Torm,
Oh, that's
kisses his
what
fist,
gay is.
and punches Doobskin in the stomach. Doobskin with his fist already in his mouth spits his mouth out and
I spit my mouth out.
spits his fist out, sorry, and
Yeah.
throws up, and in the ground in his puddle of vomit, with the patrons of the tavern now looking absolutely horrified of what's uncovering. You can see 5 beans on the ground.
Oh,
I just want to.
thank the Lord.
Can I just say something outside of the campaign right now?
Yeah.
I looked up the beans, and it's only.
An actual item.
Yeah, I know. It's only when it's dumped out on the ground that they explode in a 10-foot radius extending from the beans. Meaning, in my stomach, they were fine. On the ground now is when they should activate.
You reckon?
Yeah, so you're making me throw up. Just activated all 7 beans.
What if they
Alright. Both of you do dex saving throws.
No! You could have gotten away with it!
Both of you do dex saving throws.
It's gonna be. We gotta keep it real, man.
Come on!
You threw up 5 of them, yeah?
Yeah, 5 or something. I'm not sure if you said 7 or 5, so let's go with 5.
You threw
I
up
got
5.
12.
So, I did a check and I realized that wasn't meant to be it, and then I'm gonna save. It's so bad.
What'd you get?
Fine.
Oh my
rolled
god.
2.
Oh my gosh.
Rolled a 2.
I rolled 2. My rolls are so bad.
That's borderline just epic fail.
So bad. Well,
Well, okay. So,
Lord
what did you
embrace
get,
me.
Brennan?
I got 12. If
As
we
the
fail to
beans come
save,
out
it's a 5d4 fire damage on a failed save. This is also in a tavern.
You're not meant to know this.
I'm just trying to help.
I know, I've got the
Okay, I won't look at it anymore.
God, Jesus. As both of you, as you throw up, both of you look down at the beans, counting 5. You're like, ah, yes, 5, 2 more. And as Lewis sort of starts brushing up his fist and going up for another punch, you notice that the beans are starting to glow red and starting to rattle on the ground, and like a high-pitched whine is coming from them. They
Oh no, the guy!
Doobskin sort of looks down and goes, huh, they're glowing. And immediately after saying that, all 5 of them detonate and explode, sort of ripping the walls apart from the tavern, and the roof collapses down in a fiery explosion. You both are thrown out onto the street, taking 25 points of fire damage each.
Don't we have to roll for it?
No, you failed your dex roll.
Yeah, but then you do 5d4 fire damage.
That's
It's 5.
25 damage that you guys got.
So you roll 5
I
four-sided
rolled
die.
5d4s,
Okay, you
and
rolled it.
got
Okay.
25 damage.
Alright.
Which damage did I take?
I took
You guys
25.
both take 25 damage each.
Are you dead?
No, but
I
Oh.
expect you both to,
I'm taking a lot of HP as well.
Okay.
25, is that right?
25 HP for the both of you.
Oh, jeez, I would have died.
As you guys are sort of thrown away by the initial force, you see a couple, like 3 more massive explosions come from the tavern. You hear screaming from the town in the distance. You hear like a ding, 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 like a bell going off, and guards are sort of rushing towards like the tavern, like trying to help people out that are injured. You just see so many dead people, like the tavern.
Lewis!
You see the doctor. He's like lying on the street, missing an arm.
Oh no!
The blacksmith is sort of limping out of the tavern. You see like many wounded people all around.
Gosh, oh my god.
Lewis, you should have left the bees in my stomach! I told you it was too
A
strong!
rumble in his stomach.
Oh! I feel something.
Punished for this.
Lewis, do I throw up 2 more or leave them?
Leave them. I.
But we just saw what happened to the other ones!
Do a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, Constitution saving throw. Don't give me one. Don't give me one. Don't give me one. Bro, I keep getting 7s, but that's plus 5, so 12.
You've killed so many people.
That's the DC. You're fine.
Oh my gosh.
Both of you a bit bloody and torn up.
Ugh.
I was still lying down, prone on your backs in the street. Sort of look at each other, and what do you decide to do?
I don't know, I guess we just observe the situation. What happened?
I can't handle this. I think we need to go. This is.
After what we've done, we could go anywhere, but not here.
We've gone too far. We've got to. But before I do, I want to make an investigation check to see if the wizard is in the blast.
Make an investigation check.
Is an investigation, or would it be inside, or would it be?
Investigation.
Hover over it. It'll give you a good idea. I feel like investigation's right.
Intelligence. Yeah, investigation.
Well, there's investigation and insight are 2 different things there. But yeah,
Yeah, do an
investigation's what I would go
I
with.
got a 17.
Nice!
Lewis looking through the rubble, as it's sort of the smoke is starting to clear. The fires are still there, but it's sort of clearing down a bit, and the majority of like the living patrons have been sort of dragged out of the fires and are fine. And you do see the wizard sort of clutching his stomach is stopping some bleeding. Sitting at the edge of the on the like at a wall near the
Everyone we knew
initial
was at the
explosion.
tavern. Everyone we knew.
You guys chose peak time to do this. The wizard is he seems a little bit injured, but from looking at him you see that he'll be fine.
There's children around distracting him, so.
I have to get on my knees and pray to the gods. The pendulum has swung. I am now at your mercy.
I
If
grab.
only I had killed that pedophile to balance out the sins that I have committed.
I grab Lewis and
Roll a religion check, man.
Oh, okay.
Religion check. 11. Let's go. Including. Bad rolls.
Go with your rolls, Matt. Goodness me.
Got a 7 plus 4. Let's go.
You're on 11.
11. Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of 7s too, Matt. Something cursed us.
I just used to be your job. When I was
You feel as though
picking up the
your
shooting rolls.
the actions and the events that have unfurled have had nothing to do with you not killing the pedophile.
Darby Crash is the one who gets the low rolls.
So wait, what did you say, Ruben? I don't feel.
As you mutter this prayer up to your gods,
Yeah.
you get a sensation that is almost not your own, that that these events most likely would have happened regardless of whether or not you'd beaten up that pedophile or not.
While he realizes this, I grab
Thank
him.
the Lord.
I just grab him and I shake him. We have to go, Lewis.
I think you're right. For the first time in your life.
Let's go. We hightail it out of there, just finding the nearest town exit and just
Okay.
We're going west. We're going west. That's why I
So
said
finding
the nearest west.
town
No, west
you guys-
exit. West exit.
we're going west. That's what we said before. We hadn't discussed it any further because things
Yep.
are all up.
Yep. So we
Okay,
went
you
west.
guys decide to go west.
Yeah.
Lewis grabbing Dubskin, getting sort of scuffling his feet as he gets off the ground, runs in the nearest direction. He doesn't really have the sun to guide him, or the moon isn't really up either. It's quite a cloudy night. But he goes in the direction that he assumes is west and runs off into the night.
I don't want to stop.
Both Dubskin and Lewis continue running off into the dark in the night. Sort of don't really have any idea. They can't really see in the darkness, and they're still sort of a bit rattled and shaken from this explosion.
I thought I could. I thought I had dark vision or something.
You human? What are you?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. You do have so Dubskin, you can see it's as you guys are running, Lewis is leading, but Dubskin can sort of see around. He can see like an open field with a whole bunch of trees, and you guys are sort of heading towards the trees. You can also see that there is blood running down the arm of Lewis as he's holding your hand as he's running forward.
Whoa, not my hand.
No, it's sort of like your forearm, like your wrist.
He's just holding my shoulder or
yeah,
clothes. He's just pulling me along by
he's
the clothes. He's not
okay,
touching my
he's-
skin. That's gay.
So you have leather braces on, alright? So he's holding you by the leather braces.
You braces?
The leather? That's not gonna help.
As you guys are running, anyway,
Yep.
Yeah.
you can see in the dark that you can see blood running down Lewis's arm, sort of coming up from his shoulder, and then you can sort of feel a pain in your side, and you look down, and there's like a little bit of like a chunk of wood stuck into your side as you're sort of bleeding. But
Wait, in Lewis or Dubskin?
you have that piece of wood.
Oh, Lewis, I think we're both kind of banged up here.
Dubskin, I think it would be best of us if I.
Do you have some healing hands on you?
Yeah, if I could heal us.
All right, let me just
You guys are saying this as you're huffing and puffing as you're still.
let me just pull this giant piece of wood out of my extremely muscular side.
Alright, well, I'm gonna do that now.
So just yank that out.
15 HP for both of us.
15 HP for both of us. All right, epic.
So you're going to cast
Healing hands on both of us.
Twice, I'm
healing
guessing.
hands.
Yeah.
Healing hands or divine?
Healing-
No,
Healing hands.
lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Healing
Yeah.
healing hands is a
Lay
different
on
spell.
hands.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
lay on hands.
Alright. So you restore 15 HP, both of you.
Yeah, I have so many of them.
Alright, yeah. So take 2.
Yeah, to
You take 2 off, and both
Yeah.
of you gain 15 HP.
Oh,
You guys have decided to. You guys have stopped for a moment, and Lewis has sort of muttered a prayer up to his to the god of.
Thorm.
Just call him the Lord.
No, we'll say the god of Tjor,
Torm?
because there's
Tjor?
2 gods that you follow. There's Tjor and Torm. Tjor is the god of justice, and
What-
Torm is the god of
What's the name again?
purging evil.
Combine them? Jorm.
Chorm is the combined.
Jorm.
But they are 2 different gods,
I see.
but they sort of recognize this together and they work together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you pray a prayer up to Tyr, which is known as the more righteous one, the one that is seeking justice,
Yeah.
and is generally known as the less angry and the more compassionate one. As compassionate as can be as a god of justice.
Yeah.
And you mutter a prayer up as you lay your hands on Dubskin's back, and he feels rejuvenated as divine light just sort of casts off him.
Yeah.
And you mutter your own prayer to yourself, and divine light
Yeah. Yeah.
shines off you as well, and both of you restore 15 HP.
Yeah. Yep. The
Lewis.
cuts are gone.
Or not entirely, I
Yeah,
imagine.
Yeah. So your cuts and scratches are sort of faded. They're not entirely gone, but they're
The
not
major
completely
wounds have gone.
fine.
Lewis, do you think your gods will ever forgive us?
Yes, I think we're. How you say? Put it in the clear, Dubskin.
Yeah.
Lewis,
Fortunately.
as you guys are discussing this, Lewis can't really see anything. He can maybe see Doobskin, who is standing like half a meter in front of him, but he can't really see anything else. It's all just pitch black to him.
Yeah.
Doobskin can see that they're at the very edge of this tree line. There's like a field over, sort of behind you guys to your left, and the tree line, it's just a big tree line, just a big forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Lewis. What's our game plan? Because I see a field not too far from here.
Well,
don't know
So
what it
you
would
guys are on
hold,
the
but
edge of the field at the moment. So it's like you're
Okay.
standing at the edge of like this trees. So if you guys are here,
right.
there's trees here, and then an open field here.
Okay.
And you guys are like right where this pen is.
Yeah.
Well, Lewis, do you think we should just camp out in this field, or just keep walking till dawn?
Doobskin, I think it's best that we don't go to sleep yet. I'm thinking two things. Maybe we do take a rest here and head out in the day.
I'm just a little bit wary to rest in the middle of the forest. Anything could happen. Whereas if we made it to the next town, it might be a bit easier on us.
Well, I'm thinking if we rest, we are at. I'm afraid of those two other beings in your stomach, Doobskin. What happened before? I've never seen ever. I mean, what if we try throwing them up and put him in the sack again? Before
I'm
we hit the
thinking
floor?
that if we made it this long without any issues with the ones in my stomach, we should be fine.
Alright, well I guess we'll just go through the forest. What's the worst that could happen?
Because Lewis's passive wisdom is 15, he decides to do an Arcana check on Doobskin's stomach.
Oh shit, I can do it. I got a good roll. I got a good roll. 21 including.
21?
So
21?
knows that 5 beans have been removed, but 2 beans are still inside Doobskin's stomach.
Yeah.
He knows that if these beans were to just be thrown onto the ground, they would explode again. He also knows that the nature of these beans is that if they are put into a hole in the ground and buried, they will not explode and another effect will occur.
Damn, bro.
Thinking. We'll trek through the forest and see if we can find a town. If we can't, then we can always take
He
a
also
rest.
knows that there's maybe like 24 hours left before they start damaging Doobskin.
Okay. But Doobskin, you're going to need to hold your shits for a little bit before we can dig a hole. Okay? Because you're going to need to shit those out, Doobskin.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and-
dwarves are pretty good at digging holes.
No, you do have a point there. So maybe you can dig your own hole. You know, go number 2. And we'll,
Why are you talking to me like I'm a child?
you know,
What was your
talked
roll
about-
again, Matt, for your Arcana?
21.
Lewis knows that by the time it goes through the dwarf's digestive tract, it will most likely have killed him.
Holy crap. Okay. Doobskin,
Damn, bro.
Doobskin, scratch that. I was just playing with you. I was just, just seeing how you feel. Doobskin, I need a. You're gonna die if they go. If you digest them. If it stays in you long enough, you're gonna die.
What?
So at the moment, they've been in your stomach for roughly an hour.
Right.
Because you guys ate them and then exploded the tavern, which
And then we just
maybe 5
ran.
minutes, and then you guys just ran for like close to an hour.
Okay, so 55 minutes of running.
Pretty good.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, damn, bro. It's a marathon.
Prove it.
But we'll just say that it was that long.
Okay. So,
It is
how
now,
long?
like,
Do you know
night as well.
how long it takes for these beans to affect me and kill me?
Doobskin, I wouldn't worry too much about that. You see, if you just focus on throwing them up, you'll be A-OK, Doobskin.
Right.
Yeah. So, just to
Well, should we
avoid-
try the tried and true method before?
What, you want to put your fist in your mouth again?
And then you punch me.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, maybe put your fingers. I mean, your throat. It's muscles. It's gonna resist Doomskin, so you're gonna be delicate. So you don't want to hurt yourself.
Of course it's gonna resist.
So what's gonna happen, boys? What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna tell Doomskin.
Do you have a really disgusting meal I would not like that I could potentially eat?
I want to dig a hole.
Matt, you can dig a hole. Alright.
Dig a hole.
You dig a hole.
And then I'm going
With
to
your hands.
Yeah, with my hands, and then I'm going to
How deep you want the hole?
As deep as he can dig. With his hands.
Okay. So you sort of Lewis sort of like takes a knee and sort of like digs with his hands about it. It's around like a full hand's length depth.
Yeah.
And he knows that should be enough.
You Doomskin. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna need to throw up into this hole, and how we're gonna do it is you're gonna have the remember that sack?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to eat that.
That's genius because then it will go into the sack in my stomach and we'll throw up the sack intact into the hole. Sack with the beads in the sack in the hole. Perfect.
Doomskin, may the gods be with us.
Yes, sir. Alright.
I'm going to go stand at a safe distance away whilst you do that. Okay?
Alright. It might have a bit of debris in it, so wish me luck. Down the hatch.
I didn't get that. Crunch.
There's a lot of wood in there. Good thing my teeth are incredibly well kept. That's why I'm only missing 2.
Doomskin, do you feel like throwing up?
You know, I'm gonna go get it.
And with that, Doomskin throws up the rest of his stomach into the hole, and then he can notice two beans, definitely as his
In the sack, right? The sack is perfectly tied up.
So you gotta roll for that one, buddy.
Wait, sorry, I was so missed that you guys are throwing up inside the sack.
No, just say. Dude thinks it'll go into the sack inside his stomach, so he'll throw up the sack with the beans already in them into the hole.
So you ate the sack.
Yeah.
And he's stupid, so he thinks that he'll throw the beans up with them inside the sack
Yeah.
from inside of his stomach.
And then the sack will land in the hole just as an extra safety measure.
I'm saying, roll a 20, get a 20 if you want to do that. That's stupid.
roll a performance check.
Yeah? Dude, alright. Epic. I've got +1.
Oh, whoa, plus.
I got a 16. That's not too bad.
Not too shabby.
That'll do it.
Yes.
As Doomskin throws up out of the he can see the leather sack come out of his throat, and feels a bit rougher than around the throat.
Yeah.
And it lands into the hole, and the bag sort of, as he's like sort of like twists his head to the side, sort of as it's coming up his throat, sort of lands next to the hole, and the rest of the vomit goes into the hole, and he can sort of see that there's definitely one bean in the hole.
I aimed into the hole though, for all of it.
There's one bean in the hole, and the leather sack is just next to the hole.
Yeah.
What the heck? I guess I have no choice, but okay.
Look inside the sack, Doomskin.
Wow.
Is there any of the beans in there?
I only got 1 in, despite my efforts to throw up directly into the hole.
Well, Doomskin, I mean, considering we have one in the hole, I mean, I was gonna do it anyway.
As you guys, wait, sorry, just to backtrack, so I was looking at something else as you guys were saying.
Yeah.
So you ate the leather sack, right?
Yeah.
And so that was inside your stomach with everything else,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then you decided to throw it back up into the hole.
With the beans. Yep.
With the beans as well, yes.
Just throw up all the contents of my stomach directly into the hole.
Yeah, okay. So
With the expectation that the
if you got
beans
a
would
nat
be in
20,
the
you
sack.
would have had everything clean and fine, but
Fair enough.
good.
We can't argue with that.
As you are coming over, Lewis, and seeing that dude's gonna save one of the beans in this bag, you notice that the other bean is sort of starting to glow a little bit red as it's in the hole but not buried.
Doomskin, quickly, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I just swat the pile of dirt that he put next to the hole directly onto it.
Yeah, I'm gonna panic when you start doing that.
And then I bolt in the opposite direction.
Alright. So you guys shove dirt over the
Over
over the hole and sort of run back and you run to like a good we'll say a good 10, 15 meters away, and sort of turn back and look at the
I just run a safe enough distance. That's all. That's all I'm
the 10,
concerned with.
15 meters, we'll say.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll say 20 meters. We'll say just at the 30-foot mark.
Okay.
Okay.
And you see something that looks like a mushroom. Sort of just right where your bean was buried.
Epic.
And for a moment, you guys sort of just looking at it oddly.
Mhm.
And it's just a dead silence.
What do you
And
say,
then
Robert?
suddenly, a piercing shriek just
Oh,
as loud as can be, and you can't hear anything. And it's just deafening.
My ears!
Oh, they got bleeding!
This
What?
is continuing constantly.
Ah!
I can't see it, I can't hear.
I would put beard in my ears if I had still had one.
What?
What?
What are you guys doing?
Huh?
What?
What are you guys doing?
We're just standing there with hands in our ears.
So Dubskin and Lewis are just standing there, holding their hands over the ears. So the shrieking just continues. Lewis is just so disorientated as he can't see really, and he just now on top of all that now can't hear anything as well, and is just so disorientated.
Alright, I just grab him by the collar, and I just decide that we just need to get away from the sound enough that it at least is dimmed, and so just lead us away from the sound.
So as Dubskin takes a step, pulling with Lewis away, it immediately just goes dead silent, and then you can no longer hear it.
What? Oh.
We ran away. We moved away. And
Or did it just
You
stop
guys
straight away?
We took one step.
It stopped.
oops, get on. I'm really confused what's going on, and I'm not sure.
I feel like I am in a fever dream.
Oops, get on. Not sure what's going on here. What did that bean do? It was a mushroom. What was that?
And it
sound?
screamed at us. I'm gonna go kick its dumb little mushroom head off.
Alright, so Dubskin walks towards the
Wait, let Lewis finish what he was saying before you march me off. Whoa, just we have time to react. It's not like an instant thing.
Take the mushroom.
Why not?
Nah, be careful.
Okay.
Dubskin sort of puts his head in appreciation of this concern and takes a step forward and is immediately deafened by this shrieking again.
I run back to where we were, where it stopped.
He takes another step back and then it's immediately silent.
Hmm.
Where did you go?
If I may,
I forgot you can't see anything.
I went back towards the mushroom, and I took some steps. And when I got closer,
Step towards Lewis also heard that shriek.
okay.
Oh, cool.
Also, Lewis, just letting you know you do have a torch.
There we go.
I guess the closer we get, the louder it is.
No, at the moment it's just dead silent.
Or the closer we get, it starts making sound.
Dubskin, see, I've got a big brain, remember?
Yeah.
And now I've remembered that I have a torch. I think it's about time I used one of these torches, because I can't see anything, Dubskin.
Now that is a good idea.
So Lewis pulls out his torch and tinderbox and lights up the torch.
Yep.
Puts his tinderbox back and holds it up, and he can now see in like a 20-foot radius. So Dubskin can see a bit further off into the darkness, but Lewis is now no longer completely blind, and he can sort of see just at the very edge of his vision this little glowing mushroom.
Dubskin is still there, staring at us menacingly. What is this mushroom?
All right. Here's what I'm thinking.
Dubskin, before you think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Good idea.
So I'm thinking, maybe I should detect if it's evil. I mean, what kind of mushroom makes that kind of sound? Honestly, I've never even heard this.
Now that's a good idea.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use divine sense. Will I sense
Alright.
anything?
Upon using divine sense, Lewis looks forth, asking for divine guidance from both Jor and whatever your gods' names are.
Yeah, John.
And the whisperings that come back, the divine words say that this creature before you is just a mindless mushroom that is quite terrified, actually. No, there is no sense of evil. It is just a mindless mushroom.
Well,
I've got
thinking we need
permission to try my idea, or at least tell you my idea.
Okay, dude, you can go ahead.
Alright, here's what I'm thinking. I've got 2 hands. I've got 2 ears. 1 hand on each ear. I still have 2 legs. If my maths adds up correctly, I still have at least 1 leg to kick that mushroom, right?
Yes, you do.
Dubskin doesn't even say anything else. He just runs towards the mushroom with his ears covered, ready to kick it.
Alright. Make a dex roll.
Okay, saving throw or just normal roll?
Normal roll.
Roll, damn it.
I was thinking I had to do it.
I have obtained a 13.
So as Dubskin runs forward, takes a single step forward, and immediately the mushroom starts shrieking again. Both Lewis and Dubskin can, even though Dubskin is still held hands over his head, he can still hear it. Lewis just forgot to hold his hands up to his ears and just takes it like as a quickly reaction is his hands up. He's like, oh, it's so loud. Dubskin, undeterred by this, continues pelting forward towards this mushroom, where he winds up his foot coming towards it and boots it. Can you roll for an attack?
Yep. What kind of attack?
So,
Just an unarmed attack?
if that's what you want, you don't have anything else equipped, so yes.
Yeah, well, I guess that's all I can do then, so...
You could make this a raging attack if you wish, but...
Yep. Do I have to check to see if it hits?
Yes, yeah, that's...
Okay.
Roll for...
I got 13 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, it hits, alright.
Would
So-
you like to...
My unarmed melee damage ought to be... Oh, it says here just 3, I suppose, so... There was something else that said 5. On a hit, an unarmed strike deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier.
It's +2.
Yeah, okay. So,
Alright,
do 3 damage.
Do 3 damage.
This better kill this
okay.
damn mushroom thing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just expecting it to be a normal mushroom in Doomskin's mind.
I'm assuming it to be. I mean,
Add a critical to that.
At a critical.
it's a
So
small
that-
mushroom, right?
that's
It's not like a
double.
big mushroom or anything.
Double damage.
It's
to 6.
to Dubskin, that would be maybe his shin height.
Shin height.
To Dubskin, he's a dwarf. To you, it would just be up to your ankle.
I don't know if that's how height works.
He's not that small. He's not that small.
Just I get
Dubskin as a
okay.
dwarf comes up to around maybe just under your sternum.
Oh, wow, so he is a midget.
He's dwarf. Yes, dwarfs are small.
What's my height? I have it here somewhere. 4'11".
See, I'm afraid that this freaking mushroom is something else because it came from the bag of beads that just blew up. I'm expecting
So Brandon
something.
is a meter and a half tall.
Okay.
Whereas you are more of like a 180, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you got a 6 here with thingy.
Yes.
Alright. As you come up and you definitely kick it, and then the shrieking sort of pauses for a minute, and like it sort of almost uproots, but like just continues to like sort of be a mushroom in the ground, almost uprooted, and then the shrieking continues. What do you do?
I kick it again.
Roll for attack.
Can I, while you're doing this, I want to move towards him.
Yeah, you can walk towards him. You guys are still both like deafened though. Rolf, what do you get for attack, man?
I got 12 to hit.
That'll hit. Do another critical hit.
That's 6.
Is that with your crit?
Yeah.
So 6?
Well, it's
Okay.
always 3 damage, so if crit is just doubled, then it's always going to be 6 for a crit.
You could do rage, by the way, and that'll add extra +2 melee damage.
Okay, well, if it doesn't die from this, then I'm definitely going to be angry.
As Doobskin kicks now with his other foot, the mushroom just goes flying off into the distance, and the shrieking immediately stops.
Let's go.
Oh,
Yes!
10 XP.
wow. 10.
Oh, 10 XP? Dude,
Yep.
that's huge. How much XP do you have to reach level 3, do you know?
You need 900 to level 3, which you are right now.
Yeah, okay, so then I'm just at
To reach
900.
level 4, you need 2,700.
Is it really, was it really that easy, or did you make that?
No, that was the actual stats. That was known as a shrieker.
A shrieker, and they.
That was one of the effects of one of the bag of beans.
They have 2 kicks, kills it.
Yeah, 13 hit points.
Then I need a third one.
Was that like a baby shrieker or something?
I decided to round down. It's fine. It was a weak shrieker.
Okay. Epic.
You mean there's a strong version?
Okay, I just decided that I couldn't be bothered going for another kick.
Epic.
Alright, so now with this mushroom that's being kicked off into the distance, destroyed, doesn't really bother you guys too much anymore. It's now the night is now quiet. It seems almost deafeningly quiet now compared to the noise that was just piercing your ears. And in the quiet, you start to hear like a, and you can sort of make out the very distant cries of wolves.
Wow, Lewis, I'm feeling quite victorious after that mushroom punt. But I reckon we continue to the straight to the next town. And if we encounter any wolves, I will also kick them.
So what are you guys doing?
Dushkin, I agree with all but kicking wolves. Don't kick wolves, Dushkin. You have a bloody weapon. The freaking arm smith man made it for you.
Technically, he doesn't have his axe equipped. Also,
Yeah, but I've got a
just for the sake of speeding things along. You guys, what are you guys gonna do?
We'll
You guys
go.
gonna
We'll
keep
go to the
running?
next town. Yeah, we'll run to the next town.
You don't know where that is.
Alright,
We'll keep running west.
Just ran randomly off into the night. You have no idea where you are.
And now I'm going to go.
You think you went west.
Okay, well I'm gonna go towards.
Is the moon in the sky?
I'm gonna go
No,
towards.
cloudy night.
It's a
Towards the screen.
Wait, surely we can figure out where the
Run
moon is.
towards the wolves.
Yep.
Alright.
Lewis, I don't know if we should do that.
No, don't
As
stop.
Doobskin says that, Lewis, striding forward, dedicated to his new mission and purpose, strides forward towards the wolves. I'm assuming Doobskin, you run up and catch up with him,
Yep.
or do you? Yep. Okay. You continue walking for some time, and every now and then you hear another in the distance of like a wolf cry. The wolves seem to be on.
Come on,
on the
Ruben, give
move.
us an awoo.
I'm not gonna give you a.
Not an uwu, an awoo.
Everywhere?
Maybe feel and count them. And it's sort of like you're slowly gaining on them from every time you hear them. But as the night continues and you can sort of see the sun starting to rise, you can definitely hear like an awoo in the distance.
I said awoo, not uwu.
Alright, it's
Your
close
wish is my command.
This is D&D,
um,
actually.
Yeah. So you hear like a wolf cry. Now it definitely seems a lot louder, and you definitely seem to have gained a lot more ground. And now you can hear some mixed in with the wolf cries, some screaming and of a man. Like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Lewis, your intuition was right.
What do you do?
Dude, don't ever doubt me. Dude, I think it's best that we, I think I might need to get rid of this torch, so not to,
Alright,
Big
so
attraction.
as the sun's rising up,
oh shit,
you
lad.
put your torch away, and it's the early morning, hours of the day, and you're starting to be able to see things a little bit more clearly.
Dude, I'm gonna charge head first. We must save this man.
Damn, how much time did we waste just with that mushroom and just moving around? There's no way it should be morning. That would have taken
Well,
like
as
9
throughout
hours.
the night, a lot more time progressed. So the trek through the night, I sort of sped that up because I'm not going to do each hour of the campaign. That'll take too long.
Okay.
So when you guys are sort of traveling over longer distances, I'll sort of narrate that a little bit quicker.
Okay.
You guys were following the wolves pretty much throughout the night until morning, and now you've sort of come to the point where the wolves are pretty much right in front of you. You're just a bit out of eyesight, and you can hear them.
You could just keep us in the night.
No, it's day now.
Okay.
So Lewis, you said you would run towards the thing, screaming. Doobskin, what do you decide to do?
I just go with him.
So both of you run off, and you sort of there's like a as you guys are sort of coming out of the edge of this forest, because that's where the wolves are coming from. So I should have said that. And there's sort of like a grassy hill, and you can't see behind that. And as you come over the hill, you see 3 wolves sort of biting and gnawing at a merchant's cart. And there's a man standing on top of the cart, and from the distance you can sort of see that he definitely is in distress, and he has like a sort of a big wide brim, almost a cowboy hat. He looks very much like a cowboy, but not so much like in the over Hollywoodified sense. So he has like the big hat, and he has like a scarf around his neck, sort of thing, and just wearing like road leathers. He seems to be a chopping man, but definitely in distress as he's sort of screaming. And like the wheel to his cart, you can sort of see as you guys are rising the hill and continuing over it, is cracked, and he can no longer move. And you can see way off in the distance a horse sort of running around with a wolf chasing it. And as you guys are sort of sprinting towards this with a renewed urgency to save this man, the wolves sort of turn around and see you. And roll for initiative.
Sorry, not.
Alright.
Still on a little bit low HP, but it's fine.
Time to find some combat music.
13 initiative.
I got 6.
Yikes. That's the
You got a
derby we know.
6.
I did.
That's a derby roll there.
That is a derby roll.
That honestly, when I was the end of that, it was really fun. Like, because your character always wants to do everything first.
Yeah.
I will investigate first. You always snap
Yeah.
every time. I think eventually you went to do something. It was like you went to a room, and it was a trap door, and you go, no, I can't see anything. I'm like, well, all right. I'm like, all right. And so, how about you roll?
All right. So what are your roll?
13, and you got 6.
I got 6.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Matt?
13.
13. So
But I do equip my equipment for battle.
Yeah, you should do that.
So as you were running over the hill, you grabbed your axe from over your shoulder as it was slung there.
Yep.
Okay, let me just prepare all this stuff for you. So as you are coming up, Lewis, you see, so the way it's laid out is that there's the cart here, and you guys are here. There's a wolf there's 2 wolves at the front 2 corners closest to you guys from the cart, and there's one at the back corner from where you guys are standing.
Yeah.
All the wolves have sort of turned and seen you guys running towards them, and one's sort of like taken a step forward, sort of like looked back to see if the rest of his pack is following him. And as he looks back, you sort of approach onto him and go ahead and roll for attack.
Alright, well, because I want to intimidate them as much as possible, I'm going to have to roll. Use one of my spells. I have to finally use it. Where is it?
So what spell are you using?
I want to use, I think it's, Divine Smite.
Divine Smite is not a spell
Yeah.
that you have equipped.
Well, it's an action.
It's an action, okay.
So
So,
it uses up a spell slot.
okay, cool. So you want to use Divine Smite.
Yeah, Divine Smite.
So, yeah, when you can explain.
Yeah. So I'll read out when starting at level 2, when you hit a creature with melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 spell slot to do radiant damage to the target.
To do how much damage?
The extra damage is 2d8 for the first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each spell level higher.
Very
I'm only
nice.
using a 1.
I
So
see.
I'm gonna put that on, and let's hope I hit.
Alright, roll the top.
Do you reckon that stays on there forever until I actually hit something?
It stays on there until your next attack, or until combat is done.
Okay. Well,
And if that's the case, it'll renew your spell slot.
yeah. Well, I got an 18.
You got an 18? That definitely hits. Alright,
Okay.
roll damage.
Alright. I'm using double-handed, by the way.
Two-handed, yeah.
Yeah.
You're two-handed Warhammer, yeah?
Yeah. So it's the
The music that I'm listening to is like real jazzy and does not feel right at all.
I'm listening to like rock for it.
Alright, well, I've done my attack roll. I just need a plus on 2d8.
Roll 2d8.
Let me look.
So what's your damage without the add-on initially?
13.
13?
Yeah, so I
Give it now on that
got
damage.
plus the radiant damage is 20.
20 damage.
20 damage.
Alright.
He better just die and be intimidated.
As
Christ.
Lewis runs up towards the first wolf, the one that sort of took a paw forward and hesitated,
Yeah.
as the wolf turns back, it sees Lewis with a foot forward, as raising his axe. The wolf tries to step back, but it's too late as Lewis brings down his hammer with divine smite as a trail of divine energy and radiant energy, sort of like a holy yellowy gold sort of streaks off the blade, almost like lightning, down directly onto the wolf's head, crushing it and continuing on, forcing it into the ground, where it just becomes just like a crater where a paste is just left of where the wolf's head used to be.
Yeah.
The two other wolves sort of recoil back and sort of have a little glance at each other and then growl and take a step forward. And that's your turn done.
That's
Very
a kill.
nice
Yeah.
work.
That's a kill.
That is a kill. So there are now two wolves left. Please, your armor class is so high.
Yeah, good luck.
Alright. So the first wolf sort of
Oh, ignores the
So-
hammer. Fails.
looks towards you and sort of takes a step and then another step and sort of growling and then sort of pounces at you. And as you're sort of lifting up your hammer from the corpse of the it's the previous one, the wolf sort of jumps on you and you're sort of like shoulder it off, but it still manages to get a tooth and scratch along your face, dealing 7 damage to you.
You got a good roll on that one.
Oh, sorry. Also do a strength saving throw.
Okay. My strength saving throw is 7.
You got a 7.
Yep.
So as the wolf jumps onto you and sort of like gets biting your face, you sort of stumble and get knocked back onto your back, and you are now prone on your back with the wolf on top of you.
Oh.
And as this is happening, the second wolf sort of are seeing you do this as well, and now that you're on your back, growls and sort of takes another step forward, and as it's growling, it sort of has a glance at Duzkin, who hasn't done anything yet, and ignores him and goes for you.
Yep.
On the ground.
Yep. I'm on the ground. I'm weak. Yep.
And now, because you are on the ground, I'm fairly sure you get... I think they get an advantage because you're on the ground.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm also got a wolf on me, so it makes sense anyway.
Well, as
Well, it's 20. It's 20.
as the wolf sort of comes up again, as the other wolf sort of just, and like turns and growls and sort of barks at the other wolf, sort of knocking it away from attacking you, sort of in a sense of, this is my prey, this is my kill, and the other wolf sort of backs off. and sort
Apologies.
of is now standing next to where you're lying down with the wolf on top of you, and it's now Doobskin's turn.
Alright. I'm going to attack the wolf that is harassing Lewis. Well, whichever's closer to me then. I guess the one
So
on his
you
back.
can-
He has
you
one
can
on his
choose.
back,
You
right?
have enough. You have enough room for movement. You can move to one that's on top of Lewis, or you can attack the one next to it. It's up to you.
I'm going to attack the one that's on top of him with my great axe.
But I'm not gonna one. It's gonna hit
You
me.
can go do that. So go and
Nah,
roll
not if I get a 20.
roll for attack.
Alright. There's no way I miss this. 17 plus 5. Pretty sure that's gonna
Alright,
hit.
that hits.
Alrighty.
Roll damage.
Why did I have to get such horrible damage and such a high hit roll? I got 6 damage.
You got 6 damage.
That's from
total.
1d12 plus 3, but I rolled a 3 on the d12.
Yeah, I'd say. Alright, so Doobskin sort of runs forward up to the wolf. That sort of if Lewis is lying down like this, the wolf's mouth is sort of right in his face, just growling, and like sort of saliva is dripping out and like coming onto his face. Doobskin sort of Lewis sort of can't really do anything, as the gnawing on his face is sort of bleeding down his chin, as Doobskin sort of comes up with his axe.
Yeah.
And sort of does a hefty swing into the side of the wolf, hitting it in a rib, sort of like and knocking it off you. And it's sort of now like knocks off to the side, where so now the two wolves are sort of standing near each other. As this happens, the other wolf sort of jumps off to the side, avoiding the other wolf as it's sort of knocked off. The wolf that you hit is sort of still on its feet, and now looking at you and sort of head low, growling, but it's now got a big gash inside. How much damage did you say that was, by the way?
6.
Well, I'll take plus 3.
Alright, cool.
Unfortunately.
So now it rolls back to you, Lewis.
Well, I guess I have to. Gotta try and get this wolf off me.
The Doobs can just smack the wolf off you. That's what his attack was.
Yep.
So his
Okay.
axe came in and smashed the wolf off in the rib sort of thing, because it was distracted by you, and it sort of got knocked off to the side, but the blow wasn't powerful enough to kill it straight away because he hit him in the ribs, so it sort of broke the ribs but didn't really get to the internal organs.
Yeah. So I can.
And it knocked you off. So now you can get up, and that'll I think that'll just be your movement to get up.
Right.
If I'm not wrong.
Let me go check.
Or you could do it as a action and then attack as a bonus action.
Really?
Oh no, yeah. So yeah, as an action you can get up.
Okay, cool. Well then I guess I'll get up with my weapon. And,
Get up. And
yeah,
as bonus
with my
action you can go to attack. So which one are you going to attack?
I want to attack the one that Doomskin didn't attack.
So the one that's so the way it is, so you're standing here,
Yeah.
and Doobskin's here. So
Yeah.
you guys are standing. It's sort of hard to explain.
The one that's dominating.
The one that's
Yeah.
dominating. So the one that hasn't been damaged yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that one's sort of standing a little bit behind the wolf that just got clubbed. So you want to go for that one? You can. No, you can.
Yeah, I'll go for that one.
Oh, we'll go for that one. Roll the hit. Roll the hit DC.
Yeah. Let's go. Is that seriously? I got 8. That's
Okay.
So bad.
So Lewis, warhammer in hand, sort of runs and sort of parkour jumps over the wolf that Doobskin just hit, holding the other hammer and holding his hammer in his left hand on the back of this wolf, pivoting over it. And as he's doing this, the wolf sort of twists and turns, so like to try and like get a bite off at him, and the unbalance sort of causes his hand to slip, and he stumbles and sort of lands on the ground and regains his feet now between the two wolves.
Yeah.
And the wolf that had just been hit with the axe is now right next to you, and is going to roll to attack.
Oh brother. Oh brother.
Certified brother moment.
Oh, this is a brother moment.
Right, so the wolf that is still bleeding from the ribs and it's definitely cracked, sort of pounces towards you as you're still like recovering, and its paws just swipe at your chest plate and sort of you can hear like the claw against metal scratching along and goes to bite your neck, but your chest plate sort of has this neck guard and it sort of gets that but doesn't get you and you remain unharmed.
Thank goodness.
However, the other wolf, now seeing what just happened to its comrade, turns towards Dubeskin, and with a low growl, it just starts stalking towards him and pounces at him. And as it pounces, it sort of jumps up, and it's Dubeskin being shorter as a wolf. This wolf seems a lot more big than it would to a normal human, as it's jumps to its full height, sort of in the air, streaking towards Dubeskin. Dubeskin is sort of a little bit of uncertainty enters Dubeskin's eye as he sees this giant wolf jumping towards him, and as it lands on him, sort of knocking him back. Brandon, can you roll a saving throw, strength saving throw?
Sure.
Do you even have armor on yet?
No, because I have an unarmored
He has a
proficiency.
-3.
I got 11.
Oh.
You got an 11?
Yep.
Lucky bastard.
Oh,
So
really?
as the wolf sort of lands, because the dwarf in him refuses to be knocked down as he plants his legs deep into the ground, and his stocky frame, well muscled from years of work and combat, sort of his center of gravity is so low that as the wolf sort of lands full pound on his chest, he gets knocked back, slides into the dirt as the wolf sort of bites and scratches at his face as it's with the momentum sort of knocking you back, but you hold down your feet and you stay and you sort of push the wolf off, and it sort of continues, like sort of now is sort of almost circling you, and you take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Back
Is
up
that
to
a
you,
gun
Lewis.
head? What is that?
Is it not my turn to attack?
Oh yeah, so you're right.
Brandon,
Well-
what's with your character? Got a-
Huh?
got no arms? And the wolf, he's got a bloody gun head.
So pay attention to that.
Oh, you're drawing these, I haven't. So
As fast as I can keep up.
it's your turn to.
Okay. I would like to behead that wolf. That's my goal. So I'm going to roll to
Is there a
attack.
goal?
Yeah.
Roll to attack. You don't want to do anything else. You don't want to.
No.
How about Travis had
I got an 11. No, I got 9. 9.
You got a 9 total.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so
he misses, right?
Dubeskin, as he's sort of sliding back, and the wolf's jumped off him, he readies his action with a "Oh, how dare you!" Sort of goes to charge forward, but as he had been knocked back so heavily, his feet had sort of dug deep into the ground, and it's sort of as he goes to step forwards towards this wolf to attack it, because his feet were sunken so deep into the ground from this impact, he's sort of sort of struggles to get it out, and by the time he gets both of his boots out, the wolf has sort of jumped back and it's sort of out of his reach now.
Sucks to suck.
Back up to you, Lewis.
Alright, well, we still have 2 wolves. I'm gonna have to go again for the alpha.
The
Kill
alpha
leader.
one.
Yep.
So there, next to Lewis at the moment, there is a wounded. So that's got a massive gash in its ribs, the same one, and then between you and Dubeskin is another wolf, and it's sort of got its attention on Dubeskin. You can roll to attack.
Yep, we're rolling it. Let's go. 7! Oh my god! I got 3, now I got 2. How is this happening? God, it sucks to suck, eh?
Yep.
Alright.
I guess I'll
The roll is 7.
Yeah. narrate my failure.
As Lewis turns around, and now the other wolf sort of, the wolf that was injured, as Lewis turns around to face the one who has its attention on Dubeskin, sort of gives like a and upon this like this noise, the other wolf immediately turns its head and sort of with another low growl sort of continues to back up, and sort of as you run for it, it just sort of jumps out of your way, and you don't even feel the need to swing your hammer because you know that it will miss. And with this, as you're facing away from the other wolf, you hear like a behind you. As the wolf comes in, you can hear it coming up behind you, and Doobs can see this as the wolf is sort of into like a full run, as Lewis has now had his attention switched to the other wolf, and it goes to jump and pounce as the other one did to Doobskin. And but you hear this and you sort of duck underneath, and it goes sailing right over your head. And sort of turns around, seems a little bit annoyed now. As the other wolf sort of continuing up immediately. So as the wolf sort of jumps over your head, you sort of look up to see the other wolf now coming towards you.
Pog.
And as this wolf comes towards you, it once again goes for a jump, and you sort of hold up your hammer to sort of block, but then feints and goes low and goes to bite your leg. Roll a strength saving throw.
Get this team's good. Don't roll around like I've been doing.
No, this is
you.
Oh, Pog! Alright. Strength. Got 9.
What'd you get? You got a 9?
Yeah.
Alright, so as you were expecting the attack from above, you were taken off guard by the attack from your leg as it sort of bites onto your around your ankle. And you sort of and as you fall once more, taking 4 points of damage as the wolf sort of is just like shaking your leg like a dog with a toy.
How much damage?
4 damage. And now it is due to its
Dogs.
Gosh darn dogs. Alright, so what's the situation right now?
So the situation right now, you're sort of standing some sort of next to Lewis, who is on the ground, and his left leg is being just absolutely torn into by this wolf. Like, it's just like shaking his leg, but it's sort of got his boot, but like a couple of the teeth are like sinking into his legs.
Right.
And you can see blood coming from that, and the other wolf is sort of nursing its wounds, licking them, but still sort of nearby, ready to attack and support.
Gotcha.
The wolf attacking Lewis is closest to you.
Yeah, can I go for that one then?
Go roll for an attack.
Why are
Alright.
these wolves rolling so high? I hit DC.
Oh my gosh! It's better flipping hit. I got a 10 total.
No, it won't.
10?
Yeah.
Doobskin holding up his axe again, just sort of muddling his head is a bit perplexed on how they're getting bested by a few wolves. And as he sort of tries to right in his mind and take a step forwards towards this wolf that's attacking Lewis, the second wolf that he previously injured jumps in between the two and growls and sort of causes Doobskin to take a step back, and it rolls around to Lewis's turn again, who is now on the ground, grappled.
Okay, well, I guess I need to try and get myself out. So,
Yes.
maybe, can I punch the damn wolf, or can I try and get him off my leg? That'd be pretty hard, I guess.
So I'm just trying to figure out which roll you do to break a grapple.
I'd say strength, right?
Yeah, we'll say strength. Do a strength saving throw.
Yeah. It's gonna be really low again. Yeah. 12?
12. Well, as you sort of are just fed up with this wolf, you just punch it on the top of the head, and it sort of yelps. And as it yelps, it opens its mouth and it's like, and you have time, and you sort of get your leg out from under you, and you stand up, and now looking down at this wolf that was just gnawing on your leg. What do you do?
This is your execution, Matt.
This wolf is undamaged, by the way.
I'm going to have to do Divine Smite. I'm going to cast Divine Smite on my hammer. As I'm really optimistic that I'm going to kill this wolf. Save the day. Alright.
Roll to attack.
I got a 26 hit DC.
You got a 26 hit DC. What was your roll?
Sorry, I mean 23.
23. What was your roll?
18. I got 18.
You got an 18?
To hit.
18 to hit. Alright,
Yeah.
yeah, that hits.
And I got 9 damage
9 damage.
plus 10.
19 damage.
Yep,
There's
19
no way it
damage.
lives that. Good work,
Alright,
mate.
so,
Or should I say Lewis?
yeah, so, go. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no. I was just saying, because I said his name wrong. Just keep
Actually,
going.
no, give him an inspiration, some inspirational words.
You can do it! You are Lewis!
Emboldened by these words ringing in his ears,
I
Lewis,
am Lewis.
standing up straight, chest wide, shoulders broad, hammer in hand, looking down just as if this lower creature dare touch him, bringing his hammer up once again, whispering a prayer off to Chorm, the gods, both of them looking down and smiling as his hammer hammers down towards the wolf.
I'm gonna
The
say hammer
wolf
time.
looking up almost in okay. As the wolf looks up almost in terror, abandons all hope at escape as Lewis screams hammer time, and the hammer sort of misses the head but hits just where the shoulders was with the base of the neck, and sort of you hear this sickening and you see like the shockwave ripple down the fur and like the muscle underneath, and sort of like meet at like the neck where you see the spine just split out of the throat as the wolf is just slammed into the ground, and your hammer, free from blood stains as it has had the holy energy within it, you hold it up and go, another done. And
Augers.
with it, you hear another howl as the wolf that was chasing the horse has come back and is coming to
And I'm
reinforce.
I'm gonna quickly say, who let the dogs out?
Lewis says that. As the wolf enters the combat, the other wolf sort of seizes an opportunity to back away, and you guys have the chance to do a attack of opportunity on this one.
We do.
Oh,
both of us.
snap.
Yeah, so it's disengaging and leaving, and when creatures disengage combat, you can make a opportunity attack on that.
Nice.
Okay, well, are we both rolling then?
You can both roll, yeah.
Oh, I got 16.
What do I have to roll? Just any opportunity
Just
thing?
to attack.
Okay.
I think. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Just roll to a standard attack.
Yep.
I got 16 to hit.
16 to hit. Roll damage.
I got 15 to hit.
Roll damage, Brent.
I got 9 damage.
I got also 9 damage. Oh no, wait, I got
Alright.
12 damage.
12 damage. Very good.
Yep.
So you guys both just
Thought it was a 6.
instinctively just ching, and your eyes just lock as you just have this unspoken moment that passed between you that only seasoned combat veterans understand. And both of you, almost as if you are mirroring each other in sync completely, bound towards them, arms and legs pounding in the same rhythm. Both weapons, Lewis from the right, Dubskin from the left, come down towards this wolf that is trying to get away and just smear the ground with blood and gore as Dubskin's axe carves it open and Lewis's hammer smashes it, causing its innards to just splay out the wound that Dubskin just caused. And for sort of rolls, like throwing the wolf back, the corpse of this wolf sort of rolls and like is now dead on the ground. And with 3 wolves now dead, you both turn in sync, sort of just standing like the most macho men possible,
Yeah, sounds
like
about right.
staring down towards this new approaching wolf. And emboldened and emblazed by this thing, both of you roll to attack.
Alright.
Alright.
Like initiative or?
What do you mean initiative? No, roll to attack.
Just roll to attack. Alright. I'm so emboldened I got a 9 to hit.
I'm so emboldened I got a... I can't see because it's behind the pop-ups. Let it load. I got a 24 to hit.
Natural 20?
No, it was a 19 plus 5.
No. +5, bruh.
Yeah, so it's a
Okay,
miracle that I've missed some hits.
Alright, Lewis, seeing the bloodlust in Dubskin's eyes, sort of, I'll let you have this one, and sort of, Dubskin runs forward to attack. Do you wish to do any additional things? Do you wish to rage or anything? As you go
No,
for
no,
this
I'll
attack?
just do a normal
rage?
attack. Yeah.
Just go through a normal attack. So roll for damage.
I got 12.
Got 12.
Yeah.
So, Lewis, sort of putting his hammer aside, confident that Dubskin has this handled, leans against it and watches as a bloodthirsty dwarf runs towards this wolf, this new wolf, screaming with the axe held high above his head, just and he just pegs the axe as he gets within 10 feet of this this wolf. The wolf sort of raises its head, sort of unaware and surprised that he just threw his weapon at him, and in its surprise, its head sort of just splits a little as the axe bang smacked forehead, embedding itself into the wolf's head, and it sort of just like head throws back and then just comes back down and lands on the ground, and with Dubskin's axe embedded in its head.
Very nice.
And with that, the threat is neutralized. You both
Very
enjoy your
nice.
victory.
Let's go.
Well,
Hold
I hear
on.
no more screaming. I think we should leave.
Let me just finish this drawing.
Yeah, let's do that.
As that is happening, as the final blow is struck, you see the man who was on top of his caravan, and he sort of well, why me? You don't see something like that every day. As
Hold on, I need to change my music again.
the man with the wide brim hat hops down from his cart and sort of brazenly walks over to you guys with a chip in his step. And is like, well, I offer you my sincerest thanks for this. My name is Shore McCree. People just call me Shore. How do you do?
Did you say McCree?
Shore McCree. That's my name. As his hand is stuck out, as if wanting to shake your hand.
Well, nice. Dubskin shakes his hand.
Now that is a firm handshake. I do appreciate a firm handshake.
Well, I am a dwarf.
More. Well, yeah, that I can see. I do appreciate even more than a firm handshake, someone who is willing to help out a traveler in need, and that is what you two have just done. And I cannot say what a display that was.
Indeed. Now give me all your money.
Oh, I would gladly. After that display, I will give you all that I have in my cart.
Wow. I didn't expect that to work.
He turns around to his cart as he sort of rifles through some bags. Like, now, my purse is a little thin, as I was on my way to sell my wares, as you can see, and in the cart you can sort of see a whole bunch of just a variety of just merchants' wares. So some bundled up fishing nets.
Let's go.
Some it's like bundled up firewood, some maybe pots that you can sort of can't really see inside of, but like they just look like general merchant wear. And he sort of opens up his bag and has like a small pouch, and he throws it to you and is like, and that there is for your efforts, and I thank you very much. Now before you head on your way, I must say it is enough that you have helped me, but if you would be so kind, fellow travelers, as he's saying this, Dubskin opens up the purse and sees 15 silver inside.
Oh, huge.
Definitely not my economy.
It was 15,
So,
right? You said 15?
15 silver, yes.
Okay.
So as you're looking in the purse, the Shore continues and says, well, as you can see, my cart here is horseless. My horse has run off. Would you please, kind travelers, help me just roll this cart over to the next house, just over that hill over there? And he sort of points off in the distance, and you can sort of see some stone walls that you haven't noticed until now, off in the distance.
You've got it, good sir.
Well, I thank you very much, and you too, Armored One. I didn't catch any of your names. You caught mine, Shore. Everyone calls me Shore. Who are you? And he sort of gestures towards you, Dubskin.
My name is Skin Doob, and this is my friend Lois.
Skin Doob and Lois.
Yes.
Well, I'll just call you Skin and Lois. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, it shouldn't be that far to the town. If you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. Come here, Lois. I need your help. So make sure you're right within whispering distance of me so I can push this cart.
And with that, so the Shaw goes and takes the front, sort of pulling, and you two man the back and sort of push from the back.
Alright, I whisper to Lewis while he's right near me. Have you used divine sense on him yet?
Alright.
That's just gonna be a thing that you guys do for everything. It's like, to use divine sense.
I've just got a feeling, so...
Skin Dome, I didn't think about it. I think he looks pretty innocent. He was just being killed by wolves.
Yeah? Or was it just a trap set up? What if he leads us to the wizard who almost beat me in that 1v1, but not quite?
Oh, well then you get a rematch, right?
True, but it needs to be with fair rules, and I just don't know if I trust that wizard now.
As you guys are muttering amongst yourselves, Shaw sort of calls back from the front of the wagon. So, where do you guys come from? I mean, I do see my fair share of travelers and of races and colorful people, but a paladin and a dwarf together. What brought you two together, and where are you going? As you guys are sort of coming up, the walls are now in full view, but still a ways away.
Alright, just before I reply, I quickly mutter to Lewis, just use divine sense at some point, and then I call out my response. Ah yes, I, Skin Doob, am from the land of skin, governed by the god known as the Choir of Skin. Gods, I should say, since it's a choir. It is a...
Do a persuasion.
Okay.
What an amazing town.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Why on this of all things is it a natural 20?
Upon hearing this, Shaw is like, oh, the land of skin. Now, I have been all over the region of this land, and I have never heard of this land. It is rare to say that I have never been to a place that a traveler has told me about it. The land of skin. Wow, I will have to put that on my list to visit.
I would not visit there if I were you.
But he's sort of ignoring you as he sort of like has his pulling, like puts out a notepad and just like and puts his notepad back. As you guys continue, the walls are sort of now definitely in front of you. You can sort of see a watchtower coming up, and with the gate is well and open. And you, as you coming there, you can see as you come up to the gate, you can sort of see inside. There's just a long road that just continues straight forward, and like a whole bunch of bustling townspeople and many adventurers sort of walking around, and you can see like houses sort of dotting the right side of the road. And as you guys sort of have been approaching, the trees have sort of been scattering out, and you can see to your left a big body of water. And as you are sort of approaching, you guys are now sort of like the gate, you're passing through the gate. To your left, you can see like 3 docks along like a sandy beach, and they're quite spread out. So this town is quite long,
right,
rather than like a large body town.
Okay,
but
yeah.
it's sort of like a wall sort of encircles the entire place.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a semicircle around, and with like the beach being at like the flat end.
Okay, so it's basically a port or a bay.
Yeah. So it would be a port, yes.
Okay.
And as
Just
you
with a
guys are
big
entering-
wall around it.
Yeah, a big wall.
Epic.
You can sort of see guards up on the watchtower and like a couple of guards on each side of the gate, but they sort of don't really bother you.
I forgot.
And as you guys walk in, you see all of what I've just described. So you see a couple of houses to your right, and then like a big sort of 2-storied, almost looks like a tavern, but looks more fancy and more opulent than
Right.
what a local tavern would be. And it seems to be definitely like the biggest building in town, and like in the center of town.
Okay.
And you can sort of see another few stalls and like selling fish and stuff, and then like another tavern on the very far end of the street. To your
Gotcha.
left, you see a notice board with like a whole bunch of flyers and stuff stapled onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now that Shaw turns to like, well, my kind adventurers and travelers, I have to say, thank you very much. You have saved me from certain death, and I will be in your debt. If our paths ever cross again, well, believe you me, I will do all I can to help you in any way possible.
No problem. What was your name again?
My name was Shaw McCree.
Shaw McCree. No, it was a pleasure helping you, Shaw McCree. And you're just a humble merchant.
Yes, I am. I sell my wares all over the world.
Use divine sense.
You're gonna use divine sense?
Yeah.
Why is that what convinced you? Just like, I move across the world. Yep, red
As
flag.
Newskin is sort of conversing with Shaw, Lewis uses divine sense and sort of looking towards opening himself up to the voices of his gods. He hears the whispers of like, oh no, this man has very much been all over the world, but he is at what he says he is. He is a
humble merchant man.
A humble merchant.
Is he not a secret god?
Sorry, what?
Is he not secretly a god?
No, he's just he's just a standard merchant.
Oh yeah.
And as you're saying, it's, also tick that off your sheet, by the way. That's 2 of them that you've used.
Yeah.
Did you try to use divine sense on the mushroom before?
No, he used the divine sense on.
I was thinking about it.
You've used
It
it
could be
before, though.
demonic. It's
Anyway.
a mushroom that shrinks.
Swear it was
yeah,
on
you
the
did.
mushroom. Yeah.
As this is happening, Shorts was like, well, I need to go get another horse, so I can take it from here. And he sort of like continues pulling it, and he's like, if our paths cross again, remember, I'll do anything I can. And he sort of.
It was a pleasure, Shaw. Wait, Shaw, before you go, I have to tell you something.
And okay.
My name is actually Doobskin, and this is actually Lewis. I get a bit mixed up sometimes. That is all.
Doobskin and Lewis. Well, my oh my, that is I'll for sure remember that. I will.
I
and
can say out loud. Is my name really the name of the wife from Family Guy?
I wasn't thinking of that, but yep.
He sort of disappears into the crowd. Is like as you now notice a wide range of
I hate this name now.
it's fine, mate. It's fine.
That's what I can think of.
As he sort of disappears into the crowd, like a small group of gnomes continue just chatting away in gnomish. Just a bunch of like half orcs, sort of like patrolling around the street.
Wow.
You sort of see off in the distance like like someone with like a lizard face, and you can recognize him as Dragonborn. He sort of seems to be looking through like a very old book.
This place is quite multicultural.
And as all of you, as you're taking this all in,
Big word.
again because of your passive perception,
Yep.
Something catches your eye on the notice board that's just to your left.
My eyes have been catched.
Caught.
I'm looking at notice board, and I see.
Alright, so you
Wagga
guys
Park.
walk over-
I saw
the
Bigfoot.
so you guys walk over to the notice board, and there's just an array of like leaflets and like notices and just like posters
Yep.
where like general community things. And you see Lewis on this notice board. You see a symbol with like on a fairly new piece of paper that's been stapled there with big capital words, "No cost too great." And the symbol you recognize as you sort of take from your belt your own holy symbol that you use to cast your spells, and it matches. As you're looking at this symbol, you realize, followers of Torm have been to this town quite recently, as you can tell by the new parchment. You also see a flyer that looks like it looks a bit pinkish and has like 2 female figures, and like in the middle of the figures you say there's like it's a title that's called The Fat Innkeeper Pleasure House.
The fat innkeeper.
Ooh.
So the pleasure house, and it sort of
It's the fat innkeeper.
gives a bunch of general information. So like come down to the center of town where all your desires will be met. And it can only really be referring to one place, which is that big building you saw.
Oh. Lewis.
See?
I mean, Lewis. I think we
So-
might have to go there at some point, just for research.
As you say that to Lewis, something catches your eye, and you see a underneath, just like another, like a fishing report, you sort of lift it up. Underneath you see a very old, worn piece of paper. It sort of looks a little bit torn at the edges, but on it just says, "Cords will be cut."
I just go pale in the face, but I don't say anything.
What do you-
Lewis, I'd like to make a bet with you. How long before news of the nearby town is on this board?
What did you say?
I said how long until news of the nearby town we destroyed is on this board. I'm betting 5 gold pieces.
Matt, are you there?
Is Matt there? Matthew.
Ah.
He's perished.
He's just died.
Alright. Well, I'm going to pause the recording.
Yeah, sure.